Shalom, family and Messiah Yeshua. Shalom to the worldwide YouTube and social media community. This is your beloved brother ShaulYisrael. Coming back again with another Yahweh inspired message. I'll be reading on this eve of the day from the book of Isaiah chapter 11, starting at verse 1. Isaiah chapter 11, starting at verse 1. And I read, And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the Spirit of Yahweh shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of discernment and of the fear of Yahweh. And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yahweh. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. But for righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. He shall smite the earth with the spout of his mouth, and with the teeth breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. I read that to say this. When we judge, when we adjudicate matters, we must exercise true discernment. True discernment is the ability from Shammai to see beyond your physical eyes and your physical ears. In order to exercise true judgment, we must be able to rightly discern matters, rightly discern persons and places, see beyond the physical. As written in Jasher chapter 20, Jasher chapter 22, Jasher chapter 23. Jasher chapter 23 and verse 25. And while Abraham was proceeding with his son Isaac along the road, Satan came and appeared to Abraham in the figure of a very aged man, humble and of contrite spirit. And he approached Abraham and said to him, Are you silly or Brutus, that you go to do this thing this day to your only son? For El gave you a son in your latter days, in your old age. And will you go and slaughter him this day because he committed no violence? And will you cause the soul of your only son to perish from the earth? Do you not know and understand that this thing cannot be from Yahweh? For Yahweh cannot do unto man such evil upon earth, to say to him, Go slaughter your child. And Abraham heard this and knew that it was the word of Satan, and who endeavored to draw him aside from the way of Yahweh. But Abraham would not hearken to the voice of Satan, and Abraham rebuked him so that he went away. And Satan returned and came to Isaac, and appeared unto Isaac in the figure of a young man, comely and well favored. And he approached Isaac and said unto him, Do you not know and understand that your old silly father brings you to the slaughter this day for naught? Now therefore, my son, do not listen nor attend to him, for he is a silly old man, and let not your precious soul and beautiful figure be lost from the earth. And Isaac heard this, and said unto Abraham, Have you heard, my father, that which this man has spoken? And thus, even thus has he spoken. And Abraham answered his son Isaac, and said to him, Take heed of him, and do not listen to his words, nor to attend to him. For he is Satan endeavoring to draw us aside this day from the commands of El. And Abraham still rebuked Satan, and Satan went from them, and seeing he could not prevail over them, he hid himself from them, and he went and passed before them in the road. And he transformed himself to a large brook of water in the road. And Abraham and Isaac and his two young men reached that place, and they saw a brook large and powerful in the mighty waters. And they entered the brook and passed through it, and the waters at first reached their legs. And they went deeper in the brook, and the waters reached up to their necks, and they were all terrified on account of the water. And while they were going over the brook, Abraham recognized that place, and he knew that there was no water there before. And Abraham said to his son Isaac, I know this place in which there was no brook, no water. Now therefore is the Satan who does all this to us, to draw us aside this day from the commands of El. And Abraham rebuked him and said unto him, Yahweh rebuke you, O Satan. Be gone from us, for we go by the commands of El. And Satan was terrified at the voice of Abraham, and went away from them. And the place again became dry land as it was before. I read that to say this, that because Abraham was able to exercise true discernment and true judgment, he's able to see beyond the physical appearance of our adversary Satan, who appeared to Abraham in the person of a very aged man, and who appeared unto Isaac his son in the person of a young man. Because Abraham was able to see beyond the physical appearance and see the intent of the Pharisee words, he was able to recognize the evil of Satan to persuade him and Isaac his son not to obey Yahweh. So when we exercise judgment, we must exercise judgment according to the spirit of the living Yahweh, that we see beyond the physical. We're able to see beyond the situation and see the truth of the matter, that we may exercise true judgment and true discernment. So, my beloved brethren, I exhort and admonish you to exercise true judgment and true discernment, which can only come by the new birth. That causes us to take on the nature and spirit of our Messiah, Yeshua of Nazareth. For the scripture says we walk by faith and not by sight. Meaning, in walking by faith, we are enabled to exercise true judgment and true discernment. We're able to see beyond the physical. To such an extent that we're not bound and hindered by the physical, but we're able to navigate it and hold fast unto the word of the living Yahweh. So, my beloved brethren, exercise true judgment and true discernment, particularly with varying needs of our beloved brethren, particularly in these tough times we're in, and that which is coming upon the earth. Do not judge out the seeing of your eyes, and the hearing of your ears, because you judge according to your eyes, your physical eyes. just according to your physical hearing, then it will cause you not to be obedient to Yahweh's leading. But when you are led by the Spirit of Yahweh in your judgment and your discernment, then you will give, not fearing being defrauded, not fearing being taken advantage of, but you'll give because you love Yahweh first, and secondly, you love His people, redeemed Israel. You'll suffer and bear with the loss of your time, your talent, and your resources, your treasure. So let us judge not according to the flesh, but let's judge according to the Spirit of the living El Yahweh. O Yahweh, in the name of your beloved Son, Yeshua HaMashiach, I beseech you, O Yahweh, to grant us wisdom, patience, and the strength to exercise true judgment and true discernment. Help us to judge beyond the physical, but to judge according to your mind and your spirit, O Yahweh. Perfect our love for you. Perfect our love for the people of Israel, redeemed. Grant us the fortitude and the courage and the favor to exercise true judgment and true discernment. As I ask you before, O Yahweh, grant your servant petition to knit the hearts of your set apart and redeemed Israel together. Help us to love one another without fear, without dread, but let us love one another in sincerity and pureness of heart. O Yahweh, I pray that you will send forth your continual plagues and your sore chastisement and your fiery rebukes upon our enemies, O Yahweh. The traps, snares, and pits that they have set for your people, even for me, your servant. I pray that you cause my enemies to fall into those very traps that they have set, O Yahweh. O Yahweh, I thank you, I praise you. I bless you, set apart in the most exalted name. So be it. So be it. Shalom.